Wrestling with the question of whether building a home library is worth it? We know how you feel.
Yeah, they're gonna chew them and destroy them. But books at this age are so important. Not only does book ownership and reading aloud set them up for future success, but when we pull them on our lap and read stories together, it helps them associate books with affection. So then they always associate books with warmth and love, and what a great gift to give our littles.
You think they're not paying attention to you, but that's not entirely true. They hear you, they see you, and it makes a big impact. Reading aloud can strengthen their vocabulary. It builds a connection between the written and spoken word. It increases their attention span, and it will strengthen their critical thinking skills. So let them wander, let them play, but don't give up reading.
Is your child having difficulty reading, or are their speech and language skills impacting their ability to read? If this is you, one of the best things we can do as parents is read alouds. Read alouds not only expand and expose them to different vocabulary, but it helps model fluent reading as they're learning and models different parts of the story, whether that's characters or problem and solution. And if they're having trouble understanding what's going on, ask them to close their eyes, pretend they're the illustrator, and paint pictures in their mind as they go during these read alouds. So while reading difficulties are fairly common for a variety of reasons, the great thing we can do is provide them with an interactive book and a way to support this at home.
Recently, my 13-year-old decided that she doesn't enjoy reading anymore. After asking her a few questions, I realized that she had been overwhelmed with school books and therefore concluded reading just wasn't fun. So we talked about what might pique her interest, found a few books in that category, and she's been loving it ever since. Sometimes it just takes that perfect book to reignite the fire. And we've also found that when I read aloud to her required school books, it helps to ease that burden. A love for books and reading has been reignited in her life since we made those few small changes.
In our demanding, busy lives, quality time with our children is so important. Whether it's a quiet magic painting morning, whether it's reading a chapter or two out of a favorite book, or learning about things that you guys are passionate about, this quality time is going to make memories that last.
Addressing the tough stuff makes your kids feel safer, strengthens your bond, and teaches them about the world. Books are great resources to show them how to gather and interpret information, ask questions, and become critical thinkers. As caregivers, it's our job to help give them the tools that they need, and most importantly, create a comfortable, safe forum to discuss those difficult topics.
Very often, our struggling readers have been through a lot. When you're dyslexic and learn differently than most of the students in your class, it can easily damage your self-worth. For these students, books represent their fears and struggles. Books remind them of the times they got humiliated in front of their peers. Books often become a symbol for everything they're not good at. So please, if you're a mama to one of these children, resist the urge to force them to read. Make it your mission to show your child the beautiful side of reading. Create an atmosphere where books get associated with warmth and adventure. Make them some cookies and read aloud to them.
A lot of people say books are like mirrors. They allow kids to see their current life, and they allow them to envision their hopes and their dreams for the future. And that's why it's so important for books to have lots of different representation, for kids to see pictures of people who look like them and people who look like their mommy and their daddy. Is that right, Gideon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
What about this, Gideon?
Who's that look like?
Do you look like mommy in this picture?
Yeah. Yeah, and daddy?
You see daddy in this picture here?
That's right. Does that look like daddy?
This looks like Gideon, doesn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as too many books, only not enough shelves. You know, the number of books in a child's home directly correlates to the level of education that they complete. Plus, studies show that children need a constant stream of fresh reading material to keep them engaged and enjoying reading and learning. When you go through your child's closet to sort out the clothes that they've outgrown and buy the next size up, do the same thing with their library.